Don't call it a comeback. I never even left.
Apparently there is some confusion regarding a few things that I said in my video about me no longer making commentaries. I stated that I was no longer making cutaway commentaries specifically for a reason, but this apparently annoyed people because I dare to compare commentaries to rants.
I'm more annoyed that you made one of those fake goodbye videos saying, I'm leaving commentaries except not really. You don't need a video to explain why you don't feel the need to keep using a format that you grew tired of.
Some people were a little pissed because they apparently don't like rants, and others because they apparently gargle the mayonnaise from certain ranters. So today I would like to clarify a few things for people who might be confused as to what a commentary really is.
Oh yeah, that didn't sound pretentious at all.
And I will be providing evidence for everything I am saying today, so allow me for the first time ever to say this. What I am about to say is fact, for the sole reason that I can back my claims and statements with verifiable evidence.
That's a very bold statement you got there, Professor. So what you're about to say is a fact, as in it cannot be argued. What you're about to say is absolutely true and cannot be argued with, i.e. a fact. So, let's see.
Commentaries can be placed into 3 different categories, and to give these 3 categories, I will be using the Oxford Dictionary's definitions for commentary. The first definition clearly reads as follows: an expression of opinions or offering of explanations or explanations about an event or situation. Now, for those who might not understand this, because apparently these people do exist, this simply says to express an opinion about something.
Professor, do you know how connotations work? Connotations are how we usually associate certain words or phrases as opposed to their literal definition. If I'm clicking through the channels on my TV and saying, man, there's nothing to watch, you know that I'm not using the literal definition of nothing and saying that there's an absence of anything existing for me to watch. Or if I were to say that your video was shit, you know that I'm not saying that your video is a literal pile of excrement. In our little obscure YouTube community, the word commentator almost always refers to people who make videos in a specific style, i.e. cutaways. Now, let me make this clear because I know there are going to be people out there thinking that I said something that I didn't say. I am not saying that commentaries should only be done via cutaway. I'm saying, in the context of the commentary community, that's usually the connotation people have when they hear that someone's a commentator or that they do commentaries.
Now I'd like to ask a little question. What people regularly express their opinions here on YouTube? That's right, children, ranters! Ranters spend their time making videos where they express their thoughts on a given subject, and that is where their bread and butter comes from.
Ranters are people who make videos expressing their thoughts on certain subjects. Okay, that's a terribly broad definition you have on ranters. So pretty much everyone on YouTube is a ranter, right? Well, if everyone's a ranter, then no one is.
So going by the definition alone, ranters do indeed equal commentators. The issue with this particular label is that on YouTube, these 2 groups have been separated by different labels. One group is the ranting community and the other is the commentary community. When
someone says they made a rant, you're expecting a certain video style. When someone says they're doing a commentary, you're expecting a certain video style. Connotation.
Now yes, I know that the technical definition for rant is to speak or shout at length in a wild, impassioned way. But I would ask this. When people like Martin Luther King Jr. give very passionate speeches, was he not speaking about his viewpoints or opinions?
I'm sorry, what?
That would have made MLK Jr. a social commentator, because he was commenting on social rights.
Hey, I'm speaking out my opinion for many people to hear. You know who else speaks out his opinion for other people to hear? Oh, Jesus! You're pretty much associating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with the YouTube ranting and commentary communities. Now, I'm not saying that you think you're just as good as Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that there's a difference between this.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
and this.
The idea that it is not okay to have a woman in a video game have large breasts, look physically attractive. A woman doesn't have to have large breasts to feel physically attractive, for the record. The idea that, all these women, look unrealistic. No, all the women just look pretty.
And you know what the worst part is? Like, I'm really, really disappointed at the amount of people who actually listened to him say what he just said and sat there and went, yeah, he had a really good point, very good point indeed. Like, what the hell is wrong with you people? I guarantee you, if this was someone different, if this was someone that, generally speaking, the commentary community didn't like, and they said something to that extent, you'd all try to be first in line to try to commentate on that video. But oh no, this is TOG Professor. This is a commentator that people like. So it's okay.
This would also include reviewers such as Siskel and Ebert, or if you must include them, the AVGN and Nostalgia Critic, since they are doing no less than giving their personal thoughts or opinions on the movies or video games they are reviewing. This would also include people such as the Archfiend, or say even a Dosa Buckley or Internet Aristocrat, since they are commenting on a subject material, making them commentators.
Just like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I still can't believe he said that.
The issue some people have is that they don't want what they either like or don't like labeled as a commentary because they feel that attaches it to the commentary community. In all honesty, this is a bit pathetic and childish. To either make a Twitter post stating, "Holy shit, this guy said that Adosa Buckley and Jim 81 Jim are part of the commentary community. How dare he? He shall pay for his crimes."
Would it kill you to make the tweet actually readable? Oh my god, it's so, compressed and scrunched up. Why did you have to do it like that? Oh wait, you have to make room for your avatar, because that's what's really important here. Look at what this person said. Oh, but you didn't see my anime picture!
By the way, the Attack on Tryhard Twitter page is fucking amazing. I didn't even know it existed until Honest Reviews told me about it the other day, and I'm glad to know it exists. It is fantastic to know that there is a group of people so dedicated to proving how stupid and pathetic the commentary community is that they apparently spend every last waking moment of their free and posting about it on Twitter on what is going on in the commentary community.
So let me get this straight. When you make a video making fun of someone, it's just, something I do in my spare time, But when someone makes tweets about the commentary community, oh my god, they're spending so much time on things that they hate.
I honestly thought that the only people with that kind of dedication was the Irate Gamer Fells blog. But seriously, give them a follow on Twitter, because without them, I would never have been placed into the immortal halls of the internet. And I was honestly afraid that no one would exist who could write my biography when I died. But now, I know that they do exist, because they've kept tabs on everything I ever do. I honestly do find the whole Twitter page to be quite humorous overall, for my own personal reasons. But going back on track now, this whole issue is stemming from labels that others wish to place on people, which is really, really sad.
Says the guy who uses a terribly broad definition to label people, and to assume that a dictionary is the end-all be-all of any argument.
Would more people have been happy had I said that I was not going to be a commentator anymore and instead be a ranter, just to conform to the apparent status quo of the internet? Which would have made these people happy, to have held to the definition of the word commentary, or to conform to their beliefs? Honestly, I don't know, and to be quite honest, at the end of the day, I don't really care.
Which is why I made this video.
Because I understand that regardless of if I am ranting, reviewing, or making quote commentaries unquote, I am in essence commentating. This is a very simple concept, and if you can't see it or understand it, then I feel sorry for you. While I apologize for daring to step on your tender little feelings and insulting what made you feel comfortable and allowed you to sleep well at night, no. Because if you are this stupid, then that is your own fault and not mine.
Now, is it just me, or does it feel like TOG is taking this a bit more personally than the people that he claims are getting offended? I don't recall anyone, especially Attack on Tryhard, getting as angry and offended as TOG is making him out to be. If anything, the only thing that got me offended about this whole ordeal was the fact that he associated MLK with the commentary community.
I would also like to say this to the person who got his panties in a twist because I dare to call Adosa Buckley a commentator.
Okay, so why is it at this point do you choose to conceal Attack on Tryhard's name?
Which he took as me saying that Buckley is part of the commentary community, even though I never said that because I do understand the terminologies of YouTube. I would like to present to you a video that was uploaded on September 30th of 2012.
What, did this just turn into a courtroom or something? Exhibitor!
This is a video simply titled, "So, You Want to Be a YouTube Commentator?" where the creator and uploader discusses making vlog, opinion, or rant videos, depending on what you want to call them. Oh noes! He labeled these people as commentators! What could this mean? Well, this means that the person who created the video understands the definition behind commentary, and that these people are YouTube commentators, even if they aren't part of the blessed commentary community.
Think about what you just said. He's a commentator who's not part of the commentary community. If it's a community of people who do commentaries, how come this commentator is not associated with the community?
Though, notice who uploaded it.
Was it Martin Luther King? Oh my god, it was Martin Luther King!
Holy shit! It was Atosa Buckley himself, and in the video he even states that these are the kind of videos that he makes and describes himself as a commentator!
And yet he's not part of the commentary community, as you said. So let me get this straight. When you're talking about commentators, you're going to use the literal Oxford Dictionary definition to define why this person's a commentator and this person's a commentator in the broadest spectrum. But when you say commentary community, you're like, you guys know what I mean when I say that, right?
Blasphemy! I shall now make a Twitter page about this and tweet to Buckley complaining that he dared to compare himself to the commentary community.
You're making it sound like she's appalled that Buckley is associated with the commentary community, when it's the opposite way around. Try reading what people actually type down instead of what you thought they typed down. And look what I'm doing. I'm having my screen cap fit the whole page so it'd be easy to read, instead of just, having it scrunched and hard to read, and just to make room for my avatar. I don't need a picture of N on screen all the time so that you can know I'm talking.
Because that shit ain't allowed since rants are not commentaries. Listen, none of what I said here is to say that you aren't allowed to disagree with me.
Okay, here's the thing. The beginning of the video, you said that this was a fact.
What I am about to say is fact, for the sole reason that I can back my claims and statements with verifiable evidence.
But now you're telling us that, whoa, it doesn't mean you can't argue it, but you can't argue facts, because they're facts. What are you going to argue? That it isn't a fact? Well, if it's not a fact, then you can argue it. But if it was a fact, then you cannot argue a fact, because a fact is a fact, and you can't say a fact isn't a fact when it is a fact, so there'll be nothing to argue, and that's a fact. Did you get all that?
But come on, are these labels really that important? So what if I said that rants are technically commentaries? Is that going to be the end of the world for you?
Well, apparently it's important enough to make a video regarding the backlash, which I don't think is as big as you're making it out to be, especially since you're singling out one person. I don't know about you, but from when I saw it, it was just a handful of people going, oh, that's kind of bullshit. I don't think that's the equivalent of going,
Though I am sure a certain Twitter feed will be blowing up right now, and if so, then have fun with it. If that is what you find entertaining, then cool. It is really no skin off of my back whatsoever. I am no longer part of the quote commentary community unquote, but feel free to use me as your poster child of stupidity if you must, and if that makes you feel better and lets you sleep at night, because I don't really care.
Blow it out your ass! Blow it out your ass! Blow it out your ass! Blow it out your ass!
Don't give us that shit. You were calling out just one particular person for half the video, and you're going to cover it up with, oh, but I don't care. Yeah, you do. You wouldn't be making this video if you didn't care. Well, Professor, I think your ego's starting to get to your head. Well, I think we all should have known that the moment you started calling yourself Professor. To be completely honest, had it been just you saying, oh, rants and commentaries are the same thing, over time I might have been gone, well, maybe you've had a point. Yeah, okay, I can see where he's coming from. But then you made this video, and it was just asinine. You build your argument on top of argumentum ad dictionarium. You don't know how connotations work. You're clearly upset at one person, even though you're referring to other people getting angry about this. And to top it off, you had the gall to bring MLK into this. Really, how does he get away with this? How is it okay for him to say this stuff? Oh, wait. I guess it's a commentary community. Well, I guess we all learned a valuable lesson today. If people like your commentary, you can get away with murder! Bye!
That's not how you do. Dude, what are you? Don't finish. You never finish. Dude, that's disgusting.
You ruined my day.
I'm telling the boss. Boss!